It's not technically a must-win, but it's close. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hollow of Rock Hill, where it's going to be a hot one. It's in the mid-80s right now. We could see high 80s to low 90s by the time we get finished with this one. My name is Brian Sutcliffe. To my left, the great Colton Boston, the Regency Sports broadcasting crew. Glad to be back at the friendly confines that we hope's a little friendlier for the Rock Hill Blue Hawks than the trip out to Plano Senior High School was yesterday in the first game of a two-game series in back-to-back days between the Rock Hill Blue Hawks and the Plano West Wolves. Plano West used 10 runs across the third and fourth innings to end it early as they won by run rule 10-0 in 5 innings. It was a big win for Coach Robert Clark's Plano West Wolves, who recorded their second run ruling of the week to move to 3-2 in district play. They're now a game ahead of the Blue Hawks, who saw their two-game winning streak end to fall to 2-3. So it's still relatively early in the district season, but Mr. Boston, this is a big one for both teams. Plano West getting that big win at home has put a lot of pressure now on the Rock Hill Blue Hawks to come defend the home turf, get a win, get back to even Steven, then heading into a big series starting on Tuesday against Prosper.
Yeah, I think you hit it on pretty perfectly there.
Well, thank you.
And I don't think Rock Hill would rather do it in any other place rather than the Hollow of Rock Hill. When you have this home advantage, when you're on your home team, on your own home field, it brings the team a lot of advantages. And so I'm really interested to see how these Rock Hill Blue Hawks can bounce back. I mean, 18 hours between these two games. Just how quickly can they turn around from that 10-0 loss and hopefully get a win here today and make a big statement in district standings, not going 2-4.
I think most coaches in any sport, I think it's safe to say Coach Sean Stanton for the Blue Hawks would put himself in this group to say, if you have a really rough night, you want to get back out there immediately. You don't want to have 2 or 3 or 4 nights to have to wait before you lace them up again in live action. You get right back to it, really no time to feel sorry for yourself or get down on yourself. You got to go right back to it against a team that you expect to be fighting with for a top 4 playoff spot. Plano West did just about everything right yesterday. We saw good defense. We saw consistent hitting. We saw hitting for power, and it was really an onslaught. Again, it was a scoreless game through 2.5 innings. The Blue Hawks had an opportunity in the top of the third. They had a couple of base runners on and nobody out. Kason Hodges, who has become a legendary Rock Hill killer across 2 games, did not allow a run in 10 innings of action. Managed to wriggle off the hook in that top of the third, and next thing the Blue Hawks knew, it was a 6 spot in the bottom of the frame to really run away with it. But again, you really set it down, reset. The Blue Hawks will make some adjustments to their starting lineup as we introduce the starters for this one between the Plano West Wolves and the Rock Hill Blue Hawks. First, for the visiting Plano West Wolves, who are in their all-gray road uniforms with Plano West in royal blue script across the front of that jersey. They wear an all-blue hat with a white P. Looks a bit like the Los Angeles Dodgers road uniform. These are their starters. Ty Gilday is the center fielder, and he leads a 1-9 lineup that looks exactly like it did yesterday. Kason Hodges is the first baseman. He bats second. Abraham Perez, he is the second baseman and bats third. Hamilton Clint, the third baseman, bats fourth. Gavin Jones is the designated hitter. He bats for the starting pitcher, Sean Millimet. Jones bats fifth. Colin Tran, the catcher, bats sixth. Will Hingston's the left fielder. He hits seventh. Jesus Reyes, he had a bomb in the win yesterday. The right fielder bats eighth. And DeMarcus Jr., the shortstop, will bat ninth. The Rock Hill Blue Hawks getting set to be introduced. They're in their home whites with the blue pinstripes. The Hill in light blue script lettering. The all light blue hat. As the Blue Hawks return home after a pair of back-to-back games on the road. This is their starting lineup. Again, we'll see some fresh guys in some fresh places. Carson Roy will move back into the leadoff spot. The center fielder hits first. He'll be followed by the second baseman, Anthony Gonzalez. Aiden McDaniel plays third and hits third. And we'll welcome Brady Slanina back into the lineup and into the field. Slanina back into the 4-hole. He's the first baseman. Cole Carroll is the pitcher. He will bat fifth. Julian Lockhart designated hits for the starting shortstop, Lucas Bell. Lockhart hits sixth. Reed Tebow back behind the dish. He's the catcher and bats seventh. Elijah Guevara, the left fielder, will bat eighth. And Ethan Kalanick will get the start out in right. A cloudless day for baseball as we are here at 83 degrees. A beautiful early taste of summer, Colton Boston. And with that comes wasps. It's wasp season. We've seen a couple hanging around here, and I got to tell you, I have something that might be considered borderline mental with it. So, if I start squealing and throw my headset down and run, I need you just to keep things going if you could.
Yeah, it might be a little hard to do. I got a big fear of bees. And
oh, no. Oh, man, we should have talked about this. You can't have 2 people scared to death of stinging insects in the broadcast booth as we have to retain a designated survivor. I don't know what they call it, but, we'll see if we can fight through it. Cole Carroll is going to take the bump for the second time this week. The senior righty making his 6th appearance. They are all starts. He's got a 3-1 record with a 3.68 ERA in 19 innings. He's allowed 11 runs, 10 earned on 13 hits. He struck out 20 and walked 17 while allowing just a 176 opposing batting average.
I think the only thing scarier than Cole Carroll that I've ever heard of is,
stinging insects.
It wasn't me, but there was a guy who flies out of the same flight school that I do. We have these tiny little windows I can open in the plane to let some of the hot air out from the cockpit, and a wasp might have flown up into one, and they didn't see it until they were about 4,000 feet
That's
above
not
the
good.
air.
That is not good.
About 15 minutes away from the airport, so bit of a rough ride for them. But
goodness gracious. Well, it was a bit of a rough ride for the Blue Hawks last night, who'll be glad to get back to it. Again, flipping things is just one baseball game away, and the Blue Hawks would love to get it done here at home and pull even with Plano West, get back to 500 in district play. Look at the Blue Hawk defense. Elijah Guevara draws the start in left. Carson Roy in his normal center field spot. Ethan Kalinek will get things going in right. It's Aiden McDaniel at third, Lucas Bell at short, Anthony Gonzalez at second, Brady Slanina over at first. Reed Tebow behind the plate catching the senior righty Cole Carroll. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston here. Beautiful afternoon. We're glad you are joining us. This is a Plano West team that prior to Tuesday had lost 5 straight. They've won their last 2 in games that didn't go all 7 innings. They run-ruled Plano East 12-1 on Tuesday and then won last night in 5 innings 10-0. So Coach Robert Clark certainly feeling like his team is finding its groove. This is where Cole Carroll wants to play that role of stopper, getting things shut down here, getting a crisp 1-2-3 inning and getting the sticks up with an opportunity to find their way. Again, the Plano West varsity lineup doesn't look anything different than it did yesterday when every guy in the starting lineup reached base. Ty Gilday had 2 walks, scored a run. He stands in from the right side as we get things going. Cole Carroll kicks and fires. The first pitch is hit through the box. High hop off the mound. Going to be a tough play, and Lucas Bell will just watch it come down. He had no shot at it. Just an unfortunate bounce for the Blue Hawks, and Gilday is on with a first pitch single.
Yeah, that's just a really tough position to be in. I mean, nothing that you can do there. An awkward bounce off the mound. Kill some time in the air, and that will allow Ty Gilday to get to first pretty comfortably.
On a ball that doesn't end up getting out of the infield. Here's Kason Hodges. He had a double and 2 RBI last night. Gilday over at first. We are 1 pitch in. Squares to bunt does Hodge. Takes a fastball high, 1-0.
Hodges had a great day yesterday. 2 RBI, 1 for 3 with a run scored.
1 ball, no strikes, just underway here at the Hollow. Carroll from the stretch, squaring again, and Hodges takes a fastball off the upper left arm. So Hodges will go to second, and Plano West looking to pick up right where they left off, although it looks like, I think the home plate umpire is going to say that Hodges swung through the zone, I believe. So he's going to stay at the plate. And Coach Clark wants to come have a conversation. Now the home plate umpire will get some help from the field ump to see if it's a 1-1 count or runners at first and second with nobody out.
And Hodges visibly upset just down the third baseline, and I'm not sure if I'd be that happy either if I got hit by a baseball.
And he is being given first base. So it will be runners at first and second. Nobody out. Cole Carroll has thrown 3 pitches, the first, and unlucky high bounce off the pitcher's mound turned into an infield single, and then Kason Hodges on the second pitch of his at-bat gets hit. Abraham Perez had a great game last night. He was 2 for 2 with a triple, had an RBI, walked, and scored 2 runs. We take a quick look at action from around the rest of the district. Prosper moved to 3-0 in district play. They beat Plano East 5-1. Allen was down to McKinney 2-0 early before coming back to beat the Lions 6-3. And it was Plano walloping Princeton in a battle of 0-4 teams, 16-3. Infielders even with the bag. McDaniel over at third and Slanina at first, as the Blue Hawks expect Abraham Perez to try to give himself up. There's that McLaren theme bat that you liked yesterday. Open stance from Perez. First pitch from Carroll is fouled up and out of play. On the left side, it's 0-1.
You know, it's really rare when you see something as special as a special livery on a bat. So, as a big motorsports fan myself, you know, you got to recognize it whenever you see it.
No balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runners at first and second here in the top of the first. Carroll with a couple looks back to second. Here's the pitch. Double play ball over to the Ant-Man. Backhand toss to Bell for 1. The relay is not in time. Ball gets away from Slanina for a moment. Here comes Ty Gilday, and he'll score the first run of the game. Perez moves to second on what I think will probably be an E3. So it'll be a fielder's choice. Gilday comes around to score. Plano West leads 1-0.
Just a really couple of awkward throws there through the infield, and it leads to a couple of mistakes, and that'll let Plano West get a 1-0 lead early in this game.
Hodges ends up at second. Excuse me, Hodges was forced out. First pitch to Hamilton Clint is a fastball in the bottom part of the zone. It is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Throw back to second. Runner was leaning the wrong way, but throw was a little bit high. Gonzalez not able to get the tag down. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Plano West has struck here in the first. They lead 1-0. Perez gets a big lead away from second. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, tried to drop it in the front door, missed by a little bit. It's 1-1 to Hamilton Clint. He was 1 for 2 with an RBI, a couple runs scored. Plano West did all their scoring in the 3rd and 4th innings yesterday. Here's the pitch. Fastball inside, 2-1.
Yeah, and something I've noticed that's gotten better throughout the course of this district play this season is Rock Hill has gotten a lot more control pitching-wise over the strike zone and being able to throw a lot more strikes and a lot less balls.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Going the other way, a weak grounder to Slanina. He'll go to first base unassisted. It moves Perez to third. There's 2 outs for Gavin Jones.
Gavin Jones yesterday 0 for 2, 1 for a walk. And he scored a run.
Abraham Perez at third, 2 outs. A run in for the Wolves. First pitch lifted in the air, short left center field. Carson Roy is on his horse, just gets past 2 fielders as Kalanick managed to back it up, but he fell down for a moment. Jones moves to second. Probably a single, an RBI, and an error to move Jones to second.
Yeah, I just looked. The fall from...
Just fell in a perfect spot.
Yeah. Just a bit too much in right field for Carson Roy to get it, and then once Kalanick got there, it looked like it was a little awkward trying to stop and slipped.
So it's 2-0 Plano West with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs for Colin Tran. Drew a couple of walks yesterday. The first pitch fouled off the mask of Reed Tebow. It is 0-1. So the Hill will have some early work to do.
Yeah, and I'm not sure this is the exact position Rock Hill wanted to be in right now. Coming off of a tough game and already down 2 runs in the first. How can they respond with it, with Carson Roy leading off the Blue Hawks?
Starts with Carroll getting out of this jam. The 0-1 is a jam pitch that is weakly grounded to Carroll. He'll go halfway to first, underhand to Brady Slanina to end the first. But it's a couple runs on a couple hits and a couple of Blue Hawk errors after a half inning. It's Plano West 2, the Blue Hawks coming up. This is Rock Hill Baseball from Regency Sports.
Fans, when it's time to gear up like a champion, head to Shields in the Colony. Hey folks, this is Blue Hawk Senior Anthony Gonzalez. From top brand sports gear to apparel for the whole family, Shields has everything you need to play hard and cheer louder. Visit Shields at Grandscape in the Colony, proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
Carson Roy, Anthony Gonzalez, and Aiden McDaniel will get things going here in the bottom of the first. Plano West scoring a couple. Picking up where they left off yesterday. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston. As the temperature is rising now at 85 degrees. Again, expected to be probably close to 90, if not all the way there by the time we get finished with this one.
Yeah, this is probably the closest I've seen the weather get to summer temperatures so far. And
no question about it. Blue Hawks will have another big series next week as they will face the Prosper Eagles. They'll have the first game here on Tuesday and then the return trip out to the Eagles' Nest on Friday. We'll have both those broadcasts for you starting at 7:15 on Tuesday and Friday. Sean Millimet is the right-handed starter. His offense has staked him to an early 2-0 lead. It's Roy Gonzalez, McDaniel, then Brady Slanina, Cole Carroll, Julian Lockhart, Reed Tebow, Elijah Guevara, and Ethan Kalanick, the starting 9 in Sean Stanton's offense.
so correct me if I'm wrong, but Carson Roy's now moved up into the first batting position, as that was Anthony Gonzalez.
Yeah, I think Coach Stanton just trying to find the alignment of guys that really gets the offense unlocked. Typically, if you have a rough night, you're going to move some things around, and we've certainly seen Carson hitting out of the leadoff spot for a good portion of the season thus far. He's hitting .457 with 3 home runs and 16 RBI. Certainly got leadoff man on base percentage up over .580.
Well, not only does he have some incredible numbers, but he leads the team in 10 categories.
And just a junior, which is remarkable. Stands in from the right side. Roy was 0 for 3 last night. The first pitch is a fastball ripped into left field. Both teams single on the first pitch they see. And just like that, the tying run comes to the plate in the person of Anthony Gonzalez.
Just a great start for Carson Roy and Rock Hill. Going down 2-0 in the first inning, but coming back, getting Carson Roy on base, and now Anthony Gonzalez coming up to bat.
Carson can scoot. He's 5 for 7 in stolen bases. Anthony Gonzalez hitting .366, no home runs and 4 RBI. Squares to bunt. Bunt he does. Drags it to the right side. There'll be only one play. It's to first. A 1-3 sack bunt moves Roy into scoring position for Aiden McDaniel.
McDaniel's got 11 RBIs on the season. He bats with a .250 batting average and an on-base percentage of 52%. So you talk about a guy who can get a run in. Aiden McDaniel is probably one that comes to mind.
Sean Millimet has thrown 2 pitches. One was singled, the other was put into play on a sack bunt. Infielders in at the corners. First pitch to McDaniel is a fastball, strike called on the outside corner, 0-1.
Yeah, but it's a good move. to get Carson Roy up to second in these past couple at-bats.
Here's the 0-1 to Aiden. Misses low and away, 1-1. McDaniel hitting .250. He's been excellent with runners in scoring position this year, hitting .364. He's got his teammate Carson Roy at second with 1 out. Blue Hawks looking to bounce back after falling behind 2-0. This is rolled over to third. Hamilton Clint will look Carson Roy back to second and then go across the diamond right on the money for the second out. Hit it pretty hard, but just right at the third baseman.
Yeah, I looked if it was a little bit more to the right. It might have done a similar thing to what Roy's ball did earlier, just get through the gap, but unfortunately a little bit too close to the third baseman, and he's able to turn that into a quick out for Plano.
Welcome Brady Slanina back to the lineup after missing the last 3 games. You get the program's all-time RBI leader back into the lineup. Slide him right back into the cleanup spot. This is where you want him with a runner in scoring position. Slanina bats from the right side, waits on the first pitch. It's on its way. Swung on and missed. Comes up empty going after the fastball, 0-1.
Yeah, and Slanina, he's got the second highest batting average at a .424, second to Carson Roy, who's currently standing on second base looking to get Rock Hill's first point of the game.
No balls, 1 strike with 2 down. Here it comes. High fastball, 1-1. Plano West leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. Carson Roy singled sharply through the left side on the first pitch at the bottom of the inning, but he is at second base with 2 outs. Millimet works off the first base side of the rubber from the belt high set. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball a little wide, 2-1.
And Brady actually leads Rock Hill in RBIs with 17 on the season and just 15 games played. So if you do the math, it's a little over 1 RBI a game.
I was told there'd be no math, Colton. 2 balls, 1 strike. Slanina waits. Couple of looks back to second. Here it comes. Fouled straight down. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Millimet delivers. Slider low and away. Blocked by Tran. And the count goes full. Cole Carroll would bat if Brady's able to reach.
So a full count situation with a runner in scoring position on second.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch to Slanina. Got him swinging. Breaking ball. Brady can't get a piece, and the Blue Hawks strand a runner at second. We will go to the second. Plano West leading your Blue Hawks 2-0. This is Rock Hill Baseball from Regency Sports.
Fans, when it's time to gear up like a champion, head to Shields in the Colony. Hey folks, this is Blue Hawk Senior Anthony Gonzalez. From top brand sports gear to apparel for the whole family, Shields has everything you need to play hard and cheer louder. Visit Shields at Grandscape in the Colony, proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
Will Hingson, Jesus Reyes, and DeMarcus Jr., the last 3 in the Plano West lineup, will face Cole Carroll for the first time here on this beautiful afternoon. The Wolves leading early 2-0. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston here at the Hollow of Rock Hill for the first of 2 straight games at home. And when you look at the standings, you understand the importance of this ball game. The Game 1 win last night by Plano West moved them a game ahead of the Blue Hawks at 3-2 versus 2-3. So, you know, the Wolves looking, if they could get a win here today, you'd be 2 games up on the hill, and you'd have a tiebreaker advantage. Now, of course, Plano West hasn't played Allen yet. You expect most teams in the district to struggle with the Allen Eagles.
Yeah, and I would say that this is Rock Hill's first kind of really big test against a team that they could see themselves fighting against to make the playoffs this year. Is Allen. It's a really tough team. It's going to be a tough team for everyone in the district. And then you go against Princeton, which it was a good 2-win series for Rock Hill, and now going against the team that you know you might see again later this season. Just how do you play these games?
Reed Tebow takes it down to second. Infield tosses it around, gets the ball to Cole Carroll through 12 pitches in the first inning, 8 strikes, so you certainly like that ratio. Will Hingson gets things going for the Wolves here in the second. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored last night. He bats from the left side. Cole Carroll's first pitch of the second is a fastball strike on the inside corner, 0-1. A 1 pitch. Check swing. Appeal to first base. Now they say he went around. 0-2. Fastball up in the zone.
So a very different beginning to this inning compared to last, where first pitch hit was made for Plano West, and now it's an 0-2 count.
No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Hingson. Breaking ball lifted into left field. Elijah Guevara fights off the sun, but wins the battle, puts it away for the first out.
And it's a great response from the Blue Hawks, coming off of an inning where West was able to get 2 runs scored, shut them down early, and kill the momentum that they've had, not only in the first inning of this game, but also that they're bringing in from the last game from last night.
Jesus Reyes digs in. He had quite the game last night. He was 2 for 3 with a home run and 4 RBI. Takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. Carroll quickly back to work, the 1-0. Fastball high, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Popped up. Playable for Brady Slanina. As the ball drifts back into fair territory, puts it away about maybe 15 feet off the first base bag. 2 up and 2 down for Carroll here in the second.
Just a great start to this inning. 2 outs really quickly, and I think there's a big shift in pitching over the past couple of games. Is a lot of the runs scored were on walks. This time it's off of pure batting performance from the other team.
Here's the first pitch to DeMarcus Jr. is a low fastball, 1-0. Typically, if you've watched Cole Carroll pitch a lot, you'll see that he really finds his stride as he moves through the game. He's been very effective here in the second thus far. The 1-0 pitch. Cut on and missed. Fouled back into the glove of Tebow. It's 1-1. Base is empty. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Plano West leads 2-0. The 1-1 from Carroll. Fastball strike on the outside half. It's 1-2. Carroll threw 65 pitches in the win at Princeton on a day that was very different from today. Here's the 1-2. Fastball bounces in. 2-2.
Yeah, and the only other question that I really have for this Rock Hill team is how is the weather going to affect them today with this heat compared to some of the games that they've played in the freezing cold?
How's the weather going to affect us? Here's the 2-2. Got him swinging. Carroll doesn't mess around, dominating the Wolves in the second. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Blue Hawks trailing 2-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Rock Hill senior Brady Slanina. Baseball season is in full swing. Why not renew your home for the spring with custom shelving from Urban Farmhouse Group? Their products can be found by searching Urban Farmhouse Group on Etsy.com. The Blue Hawks want to thank Urban Farmhouse Group for their support of the Rock Hill Baseball broadcast.
Plano West leads Rock Hill 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Cole Carroll Julian Lockhart, Reed Tebow, 5'6", 7" hitters. Will face Sean Millimet, who threw 11 pitches in the first inning, 7 strikes.
Well, we saw last night how pitchers can really change the game and help themselves out a little bit whenever it comes up to batting. Hodges last night being a standout batter for the Plano West Wolves, getting 2 RBIs. He was 1 for 3 with 1 run scored, but I really remember Hodges being the big momentum shift for the Plano West Wolves batting that team had in order to get the 10-0 win over Rock Hill yesterday. But now Cole Carroll's up to bat for Rock Hill, and this could be the shift in momentum that Rock Hill needs as Carroll bats with a .250 average, and he's got the same on-base percentage of just about 25%.
Carroll bats from the right side against the right-handed pitcher. Holds that glove in front of his face and now calmly moves to the windup. The first pitch is a fastball strike, 0-1.
Carroll through 16 at-bats, has 4 hits this season with 2 RBI.
The 0-1 pitch is topped over to the third baseman. Hamilton Clint waits on it, gets a good hop, airmails the throw, but it's pulled down by Kason Hodges for the first out. One out here in the Blue Hawks' second. Carroll needs just one more win to tie Brett Foss for the program's all-time pitching wins record. He'd love to get that today, but not some work to do. Blue Hawks trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. Julian Lockhart's hitting .368 with a homer and 5 batted in. Waits on the first pitch from Millimet. It's a high fastball, 1-0. Lockhart has hit safely in the last 2 games. 4 of the last 5. The 1-0 pitch popped up on the infield right side. Abraham Perez will give way to Kason Hodges, and there's quickly 2 down in the Blue Hawks' second. Both pitchers cruising through the second thus far.
Batting next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 13, the left fielder, Elijah Guevara.
Yeah, I think Guevara's batting out of order. I might be wrong about that. See, sometimes Coach Stanton will do this. He'll give you a lineup, and then he'll shift it around a little bit.
And Elijah's batting with a .250 this year so far, with 5 RBIs.
It's probably my fault, actually, but, he's not here. I'm going to blame him. First pitch is fouled away to the right. It's 0-1. Base is empty, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Plano West leading 2-0. The 0-1. Fastball a little high, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Here it comes. That is scalded over to Hamilton Clint, who backhands it nicely, throws across the diamond. 3 up, 3 down for Millimet. A lightning-fast second inning is in the books. We'll go to the third. Plano West still leading 2-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
This is senior Morgan Singleton from your Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Are you hungry for better meals without the hassle? Discover Wild Fork, your destination for chef-quality meats, seafood, and flavored packed meal delivered frozen fresh to your door. From fresh, not frozen, premium steaks and seafood to ready-to-eat favorites. Wild Fork makes every meal unforgettable with variety as big as Texas. Visit the Wild Fork location in Prosper at Quate and 380 and taste the difference for yourself. Wild Fork, real food, real flavor, and real easy.
Plano West leading 2-0 as we head to the third. I think that entire second inning took less than 10 minutes.
I'd say probably one of the quicker innings of baseball I think I've ever seen.
Yep. Both pitchers having no problem whatsoever in perfect frames. Plano West has the top third in the lineup, Gilday, Hodges, and Perez facing Carroll for the second time. There was no score early on between Prosper and Plano East. We'll try to get you some scores here. Allen leads McKinney 5-0 in the top of the second and looking for more. So Allen trying to move to 6-0 in district.
So last night, in the first two innings, the teams on paper were pretty much identical. Same number of hits, same number of runs. But today, not identical, leaving the second as the Wolves lead the Blue Hawks 2-0.
Princeton leads Plano 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Gilday singled on the first pitch he saw in the first inning. First offering is rolled on one hop over to Aiden McDaniel. He'll have plenty of time. Ty Gilday's got someplace to be, I think. He's seen two pitches in two plate appearances. Maybe he's a college hoops guy. Kaysen Hodges was hit by a pitch his first time up. Base is empty. One out here in the top of the third. Plano West leading 2-0. First pitch is popped up. Center field. Carson Roy's got it. Chest high. Kaysen Hodges also has someplace to be. Where did I miss an invite or something? Probably. Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to catch the end of the Sebring 12 hour that's going on right now.
Maybe. He's a motorsports guy, too. Cole Carroll's thrown two pitches and has two outs here in the third. I have a feeling Abraham Perez has been told to take a pitch, but we'll see. Sometimes the first pitch is the best one you have to hit. Here's the first offering. He does take a pitch, and it's a called strike, 0-1.
You know, with Gilday using the McLaren bat, I wouldn't be shocked if that's the reason.
He just enjoys holding it for a little bit longer. The 0-1 cut on and missed as the McLaren bat comes up empty on the high fastball, 0-2.
So the chance to be a lightning fast inning here.
Carroll has retired the last six straight. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That is chopped foul first base way. Count stays 0-2. 28 pitches for Carroll, 20 strikes. That is exactly what the Blue Hawks ordered, but currently they trail 2-0. Carroll's got a new ball, the 0-2 pitch. Breaker misses wide, 1-2.
Yeah, and you talk about the advantages and disadvantages of playing at home and on the road, and I think we're seeing a perfect picture of that today.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it comes, and that is lined into right field. That is a 2-out base hit. Going over to get it is Ethan Kalanick. Wide turn for Perez, and he'll head into second with a 2-out double. Perez is having a series.
Batting next for Plano West, number 11, Hamilton Clint.
So Clint will have an opportunity to extend this lead with 2 outs. Cole Carroll was cruising. That line drive was hit well. It just was tailing away from Kalanick just enough to give Perez an opportunity to take an aggressive second base. That's where he stands with 2 down. Clint's 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time. First offering is a fastball, maybe a little bit wide, 1-0.
Yeah, and Hamilton had an RBI in the last game against Rock Hill, and he's got a runner in scoring position right now, standing on second.
The 1-0 pitch. Way inside. Clint looked like about halfway through, thought maybe he was going to wear that on the hip, and then decided that would probably hurt. We'll get out of the way. It's 2-0. Carroll's 2-0 pitch. That is lined straight at Aiden McDaniel for the third out. So just a brief inconvenience from the Perez 2-out double. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Blue Hawks trailing 2-0. This is Rock Hill Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawks senior Braxton Clyde, telling you to step up to the plate, go big, or go home with my family company, Bullnose Masonry. At Bullnose Masonry, we build brick, block, stucco, and stone. From schools to hospitals standing tall, Bullnose Masonry builds it all. Bullnose Masonry is a proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
Reed Tebow, Ethan Kalanick, and then the top of the order in Carson Roy. For the Rock Hill Blue Hawks, we're 32 minutes into this game, and it's the bottom of the third. Plano West leading 2-0. Sean Millamette has retired the last 6 he's faced after Carson Roy singled on the first pitch of the bottom of the first.
Well, it was a quick top of the third for Rock Hill's defense, shutting Plano down really quickly. So how does Rock Hill come back with this with not much time in between innings here? The very fast third.
Reed Tebow did not play last night in the Plano West victory. He's back behind the dish for the rematch here tonight.
Batting next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Number 14, the catcher, Reed Tebow.
Tebow had a couple hits in his last action on Tuesday against Princeton, that 10-4 Blue Hawk win. The first pitch is a fastball strike right at the knees, 0-1. Tebow had his first district RBI of the season in that ball game as well. Down in the count, 0-1 early. We're on the bottom of the third. The pitch, fastball wide. Colin Tran tries to just ease it back over that outside corner, but nothing doing. Plano West has out-hit the Blue Hawks 3-1. The 1-1. Late cut on the letter-high fastball. Tebow comes up empty. He's down in the count at 1-2. Wind blowing a bit from right to left. The 1-2. A little bit late on the fastball, but fights it out of play. We'll keep it at 1-2.
And he keeps the at-bat alive.
This ballpark goes 300 to the fair poles, 360 to dead center, 345 to the power alleys. The 1-2 pitch is tied, 2-2. Definitely conditions with the dimensions and the wind. We could see something get out of here, particularly to left field here today. Two balls, two strikes. The pitch. That is fought foul wide of the first baseline. Tebow's battling. He'll see a seventh pitch here in this at-bat.
Yeah, and if Tebow can get on base here, could be huge for Rock Hill. I mean, like we said last night, don't try and get all the runs back all at once. Just go at-bat by at-bat. Go hit by hit. Just try and regain it and build some momentum for your team.
Millamette brings the 2-2 pitch. Fastball low. So this will go down as a quality at bat, one way or the other, is making this pitcher work.
I mean, a pitch count that started in favor of Millamette on the mound, now full count.
The payoff pitch. That is line tailing away from the right fielder, Jesus Reyes, and that will get down. Reed Tebow cooking full tilt boogie. He's got a stand-up double to get things going here in the bottom of the third. Tebow's first double of the year. Young man's getting hot. Almost the carbon copy of the Abraham Perez double in the top of the frame. Morgan Singleton will come in to run for Tebow. So loads of speed on the base paths now with nobody out. Ethan Kalanick hitting .304 for the season. He was 0 for 1 but drew a couple walks yesterday. Squares to bunt. Takes a strike called on the outside edge, 0-1. Plano West leading 2-0, but the Blue Hawks have the tying run at the plate with nobody out. Morgan Singleton, the courtesy runner for Reed Tebow, who led things off with a double into right field. No balls, 1 strike. Squaring to bunt again. Kalanick, great bunt down the left field line, the third base line, that is. The throw is just barely in time as Kalanick was flying down the first base line, but it is a 5-3 sacrifice that moves Singleton to third with 1 out for Carson Roy.
Yeah, just really well played there. Getting Singleton from second to third, just 1 base closer to bringing this game 1 point closer. And there's no guy up at the home plate that I would want rather than Carson Roy, who's batting with a .450 on the year with 16 runners batted in, looking to make it 17.
Infield in all the way around. First pitch catches the outside corner. Strike called, 0-1. Roy's 1 for 1. Prior to Tebow's double, he was the only Blue Hawk to reach base safely. First time through the lineup. The 0-1. That is lifted out of play on the right side. It's 0-2.
Yeah, and with the guy with the power like Carson Roy has with 3 home runs on the year, I'm kind of a little bit more surprised to see the infield move in like that with a guy that you know can hit it out of the park.
No balls, 2 strikes. I'm putting in the call here in this at bat. Carson's going deep. Here's the 0-2. Well, he's trying to make me a soothsayer as he fouls the fastball away. His dad's sitting next to me, and we've already made a deal that if he goes deep, he gets to call his next at bat. So let's hope it happens. I can use a breather. You know what I'm saying? I'd get something to drink. I'd say walk around outside, but it's too dang hot.
You know, that'd be the time for a Wasp to come in.
Yeah, it would. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. That is tapped slowly foul to the left. Stays 0-2. Carson had a 3 RBI double to really break things open against Princeton on Tuesday. Just missed a grand slam by a couple feet. Again, infield in all the way around with Morgan Singleton at third and 1 out. Roy's ready to go. Here's the pitch. Slider blocked by Colin Tran to keep Singleton, who will surely score on anything that gets past the catcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Plano West leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. A game the Blue Hawks really need here on a toasty afternoon. Our first Saturday district game. No balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Got him swinging on the slider. Roy comes up empty, and Singleton still over at third with 2 outs now for Anthony Gonzalez.
Gonzalez bats this season with a .366 on his batting average, and he's batted in 4 runners on the year.
Yeah, it'd be a big moment here. Blue Hawks had a leadoff double. Runner now is standing over at third base, but with 2 outs. First pitch, high fastball, 1-0. Gonzalez, without an official at bat, gave himself up on a sac bunt his last time up. The 1-0. Fastball just catches the outer millimeter of the plate for a called strike. Both these Plano West pitchers have been all over the strike zone. Here's the 1-1. Way inside with the fastball. Gonzalez gets out of the way, 2-1. Blue Hawks looking to score their first run of the series. They were beaten 10-0 in 5 innings last night. They got a runner at third here and 2 outs, but trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the third. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch to Gonzalez outside, 3-1. Aiden McDaniel on deck.
So a count that favors Anthony Gonzalez with a runner in scoring position. What can he do here with 2 outs in the inning?
3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch to Gonzalez. That is rolled over to the first baseman. Hodges goes to one knee, takes it to first unassisted. And the Blue Hawks have stranded a couple in scoring position here in the ballgame. We'll go to the 4th. Plano West still leading Rock Hill 2-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
This is Senior Blue Hawk Carson Cooley. First Graphic Services is a Prosper ISD family-owned sign and graphics company that has been providing graphic solutions for over 30 years to the North Texas area. They specialize in signs for home builders, developers, political candidates, school districts, realtors, as well as many other local businesses. Check them out on social media or hit them up on their website at www.firstgraphicservices.com.
Plano West leading 2-0 as we go to the 4th. Cole Carroll's been good. He's thrown 33 pitches, 22 strikes.
Well, it's been a good past 2 innings for the Rock Hill defense, holding the Wolves to just the 2-run lead over the Blue Hawks. And so, want to see if Carroll can keep this momentum moving in Rock Hill's favor.
They are in the top of the 3rd. Plano East leads Prosper 2-0. Prosper's 3-0, but they haven't been killing people. They got a sweep over McKinney Boyd last week and then won the first against Plano East 5-1 last night. Gavin Jones, Colin Tran, and Will Hinkson, the 5-6-7 hitters, facing Cole Carroll for the second time. Wolves leading 2-0 here in the top of the 4th. First pitch to Jones is a fastball that is down underneath the glove of Aiden McDaniel into left field, a base hit. Didn't hit it all that hard, just in a perfect spot.
Yeah, and it was a really well-timed ball for Gavin Jones. I mean, just barely missing out on McDaniel's glove as he was trying to make the slide to get the ball.
4th hit for the Wolves. Colin Tran is 0 for 1. So Jones gets his lead from first. Squares to bunt, pulls it back. Pitch misses outside, 1-0. Rock Hill and Prosper will revisit their rivalry next week with games here on Tuesday and then out at Prosper on Friday. The 1-0 pitch is a slow roller on the right side. Tough play for Tebow, but it is beaten out by Tran. You can't hit a bunt much better than that. That was a tough play as it was Tebow and Carroll, I think, hoping it was going to roll foul, but it never did. And by the time they picked it up, Tran was able to beat it, although Coach Sean Stanton doesn't agree.
It was just in a perfect position. Just so tough for Carroll or for Tebow to try and get that ball. It looks like we might have had a pinch runner come in on first.
Yep. Colin Tran will be courtesy run for as the catcher. That's Nathan Barrico as the runner over at first. So Cole Carroll's going to have to dig deep here. His team trails 2-0 in a game they need to have. Runners at first and second with nobody out here in the 4th. Jones at second, Barrico at first. Hinkson is 0 for 1 with a fly out. Tebow's got his mask off. Now he puts it back on. And we'll have some more baseball. Carroll with a long look in. Now he has the pitch he wants. They will turn and try to execute the errored pickoff throw. First couple years, that worked very well, pretty consistently, but the word is definitely out.
Yeah, it looks like the umpire.
Yeah, we saw it last night, too. He was telling the Plano West bench to keep it down. Runners away from first and second, nobody out. The first pitch to Will Hingson is not on the way yet and is not forthcoming. Carroll steps off. And we now have warnings given to both benches. Now we're ready to go. Hingson's been up there, hadn't seen a pitch. Squares to bunt, offers at a pitch. That was low and away. It's 0-1.
So a game that went by pretty quickly in a couple of innings is now almost stalled here at the beginning.
No balls, one strike. Carroll's pitch is a fastball bunted. Tebow gets to it quickly, fires to first to get the out as Anthony Gonzalez covering. But it's a successful 2-4 put out at first.
Yeah, and it looked like Tebow was looking to second, trying to gauge if he could get the double play, but Nathan just got there a little bit too quickly for Tebow to try and make that move, and that'll now put 2 runners in scoring positions for the Wolves.
Jesus Reyes is 0 for 1. Runners at second and third. The infield comes in all the way around. Carroll could use a punch out here in a big way. Righty versus righty matchup. The first pitch. Breaking ball. Dives a little bit low, 1-0.
Reyes might be 0-1 today, but he was 2 for 3 last night with 4 RBI and a home run.
1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. There's the breaker that catches the outside corner. That's the best breaking ball we've seen from Carroll so far. 1-1. 40 pitches for Carroll, 27 strikes. Runners at second and third, 1 out. Plano West trying to build on a 2-0 lead. Well, easy toss over to third. Jones back in easily. One ball, one strike. The pitch to Reyes. Another slow curve for a called strike, 1-2. Carroll has the upper hand against Reyes. Brings the 1-2. There it is again. Tried to get a third curveball pass. This time Reyes is able to fight it off down the third baseline.
Yeah, and Carroll's now put in a somewhat tough position to play in. 2 runners in scoring position, only 1 out on the inning.
This is where you got to put a lot of faith in your catcher as well. With a 1-2, you'd love to get a strikeout here, but catcher's got to keep it in front of him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch popped up. Short right field. Ethan Kalanick comes on. Tagging at third is Gavin Jones. Here he comes. The throw is on the money. Got him. Ethan Kalanick hoses down Gavin Jones. It's an inning-ending double play, and the Blue Hawks are out of the jam. Nothing doing for Plano West in an eventful fourth. See if that's the spark the Blue Hawks need as we go to the bottom of the frame. It's 2-0 Plano West. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Attention North Texas ball players, this is senior Cole Carroll. Step up your game with the NTX Tribe Baseball Club. They offer elite baseball and softball training, top facilities, and a winning brotherhood for players of all ages. Join the NTX Tribe today and take your skills to the next level. Visit ntxtribebaseball.com. NTX Tribe Baseball, where champions are made.
Aiden McDaniel, Brady Slanina, and Cole Carroll will bat here in the bottom of the fourth. Blue Hawks trailing 2-0, but feeling good about themselves after that 9-2 putout to take down Gavin Jones, who was tagging from third. I think most times you'll see a third base coach go ahead and send the runner right there. A lot has to go right for it not to end with a plated run. You got to have a good throw. It's got to be fielded cleanly. You got to have a good tag. Well, all three of those things happen to a T for the Blue Hawks.
Yeah, and it was almost like watching a, art being made. You saw Tebow at the plate in his stance, mask off, getting ready for the throw from Kalanick, and just what a throw from Kalanick all the way out in right field to get it right where he needs to make sure that Rock Hill can not only end the inning, but stay in this game, in a game that is just 2 runs away from Rock Hill.
Yeah, circle that play here as we move forward. Aiden McDaniels 0 for 1. As the Blue Hawks head into the lineup, seeing Millimet for the second time. Got a couple base hits. First offering. Fastball low, 1-0.
McDaniel has a on-base percentage of just a little over 50% for the season so far.
The 1-0 pitch. That is smoked into center. McDaniels got a leadoff base knock. The Blue Hawks have now had the leadoff man on in 3 of 4 innings, but they're still looking for their first run. Brady Slanina is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up.
Yeah, with 34 appearances at bat, he's got 14 hits, and he bats with a .424.
First pitch. Fastball strike, 0-1. They are through 3 in McKinney. Allen leads McKinney 10-zip. McKinney jumped out to that 2-0 start against Plano. We're feeling good. No balls, 1 strike, runner at first. Here it comes. Fouled back.
Brady is one of 4 players on this Rock Hill roster to have a home run hit this season.
That wasp, is this not a wasp? What is that? It might be a mayfly. I don't know. There's too many bugs around here.
I think that one's a mayfly.
Let's have bug talk. No, never mind. Really weird week. We played in the low 50s with wind on Tuesday night. And now here, just, 5 days later, we've got sunny and 86.
I mean, we've had weather this week where I was on the lake and 3 layers of clothes, and now T-shirt and shorts weather.
No balls, 2 strikes as we're ready to get it going again. McDaniel away from first. The pitch, that is slowly topped on the right side. It will roll foul.
Something I've noticed a lot this game, too, is a lot of the balls that get through, they're all going to right field, but the wind blowing right to left should be assisting that right fielder, but in a lot of these cases, it still gets through.
Millimet's got a new ball. McDaniel gets his lead from first. Nobody out. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Missed wide. You look at some of these scores, and a buddy of mine is the PA guy out at Plano. I've known him for a long time, and he sent me a note and just said, hey, been paying attention. What do you think of the district and stuff? And, I think he said what has largely been right is you've got Allen, and then you've got a bunch of teams that are all battling it out. Here's the pitch. Got him swinging. Ball diving out of the zone. Slanina is a strikeout victim. McDaniel stays at first. Now 1 down for Cole Carroll. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out.
So Carroll batting with a .250. He's got 2 RBIs on the season with 4 hits and
grounded out to third his first time up. First pitch. Fastball high. Again, this is the 3rd trip to the plate for the Blue Hawks in 4 innings where they had the leadoff man on base. But they have yet to score. Carroll takes a look at his offensive signal card in his back left pocket, puts it back, now reloads. Aiden McDaniel's over at first. He had the Blue Hawks' third hit. There goes McDaniel. Fastball is high. The throw is not in time. Got off the glove of DeMarcus Jr. And Aiden McDaniel has got his 9th stolen base in 11 opportunities. Make it 10, excuse me. 9th steal in 10 attempts. Pitch was a ball. So Carroll with an RBI opportunity now with McDaniel at second. 1 out. Blue Hawks trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Millimet kicks and deals. That is slowly rolled under the glove of Hamilton Clint. DeMarcus Jr. will not have a play. Infield single for Cole Carroll. McDaniel stays at second.
Man, it looks like we'll have a pinch runner for Cole Carroll.
Batting next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks,
So Julian Lockhart bats as the go-ahead run.
number 4.
Runners at first and second and 1 out. Flied out his last time up.
Lockhart batting with a .378 with 1 homer. He's one of those 4 on the team to have a home run and 5 RBIs on the season. He's got Aiden McDaniel standing on second, but he could bat in.
This would be a great time for the team's 7th home run of the year. McDaniel at second. Should have a courtesy runner over at first. First pitch. Fastball, strike called, outside edge, 0-1. Who have we got running over there? Is that Cooley? I think it's Nash Thomas. Okay, neither. All right, it's Boston Wilson. You nailed it. So it's McDaniel at second, Wilson, the courtesy runner, over at first. Julian Lockhart facing an 0-1 count as Abraham Perez heads back to his position at second base. And now Sean Millimet's given the green light to bring it. Here's the 0-1. That is cut on and missed. That breaking ball's been giving some Blue Hawk hitters some trouble. It's 0-2. Elijah Guevara in the on-deck circle. Runners get their lead from first and second. Those guys on the base paths represent the tying runs in a 2-0 Plano West game. 0-2 pitch. Fastball just missed a little bit outside. But Colin Tran points out to his catcher, said you gave to his pitcher, said you gave me that right where I wanted it. Good eye from Lockhart. Millimet wants to get back to work. He does with the 1-2. That is lifted into center field. Ty Gilday brings it back, and that's Boston Wilson. Nope. Aiden McDaniel was heading to third base and ends up getting doubled up back at second. So the Blue Hawks not able to scratch here in the 4th. We will go to the 5th. Plano West leading 2-0. This is Blue Hawk baseball from Regency Sports.
Attention fans, this is Blue Hawk senior Aiden McDaniel. Whether you're training, tailgating, or cheering from the stands, Shields in the Colony has you covered. With the best selection of sporting goods, footwear, fan gear, and more, all under one roof. Shields is your go-to destination for every adventure. Plus, don't miss the unforgettable in-store experience at the Shields in the Colony. Europe with Shields, proud supporter of Rocket Baseball.
Blue Hawks had a couple guys on, not able to take advantage. We go to the 5th. Plano West leading 2-0. Brian Sutcliffe alongside Colton Boston here at the Hollow of Rock Hill. Glad to be back here in the press box after a couple of games outside. Game last night outside, not as bad. Game Tuesday outside, it was a little chilly. It was a little chilly, but that's all right. Gotten better at dealing with those conditions. The Blue Hawks played a game out in Wiley a few years ago where it was about 35 degrees and a 25-mile-an-hour wind. That's when you find out how much you really love baseball, right?
Had a similar conditions out on the lake on Monday, it was 35 when you're on land, so colder out on the lake, and it was about 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, and we didn't see a single boat out on the water that entire day.
Plano East still leading Prosper 2-0 as they're in the bottom of the third out in East Plano. Allen leading McKinney 10-0.
But the play to put the fourth inning to rest, it just looked kind of awkward with if the ball was going to drop or if it was.
Yeah, it was tailing away from the center fielder. You could definitely understand a runner might think that was going to get down. In a 2-0 game, you're looking to score for the first time in the series. You're trying to get aggressive. First pitch to DeMarcus Jr. is a fastball wide. 1-0. Jr. is 0 for 1, struck out swinging his first time up.
Well, and it wasn't only McDaniels that went on that, but Boston Wilson was standing on second when it was caught.
The 1-0 push bunt down the first base line. Going to be a tough play, but will get foul. That's one where you just hope it goes foul, because if it stays fair, you got no shot at making a play. It does go foul. It's Junior, and then the top of the Wolves order, Gilday and Hodges here in the fifth inning. Junior reloads, waits on the 1-1 pitch from Cole Carroll. It's on its way. This is a defensive bunt. Cole Carroll will field it, and his throw is about 3 feet too high. Goes all the way over to the screen. Junior heading for second, where he has the ball waiting for him. He's out. So it'll be an E1 to allow Junior to reach, and then he's thrown out trying to turn it into a two-base error. Third error against the Blue Hawks, but it doesn't end up hurting them.
It was just great.
And that's the pressure that speed puts on you, as Carroll, I think, rushed that throw a little bit.
Yeah. Well, but having a mistake like that turn into an out, I think it just shows how this Blue Hawk defense kind of continue no matter what happens to them, as it looks like the umpire and Coach Stanton having a conversation.
Yeah, not sure what about. Conversation happening just outside the batter's circle. Ty Gilday is an interested observer. Conversation over. Maybe Coach Stanton had something really important to tell the umpire and, was afraid he's going to forget after the game. Gilday is 1 for 2. First pitch. Breaking ball floats high, 1-0. Singled and scored on an error in the first. Grounded out to Aiden McDaniel at third in the third. 1-0 pitch. And pulled the string. Gilday comes up empty. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Bases empty and 1 out. Wolves out hitting the Blue Hawks 5-4. They lead 2-0. The 1-1. Fastball. Strike called. This is a crew of very understated strike calls this week. Very casual. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carroll brings it to Gilday. That is hit right under the glove through the box. That is the 6th Wolves hit. Comes with 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, and this is a pretty close game through 5 innings, like you mentioned in Plano, with 6 hits, Rock Hill with 4. So a game that hasn't really been decided by much, and after the first inning, Rock Hill has kept it really close.
First pitch to Kason Hodges. Cuts through a fastball, 0-1. Hodges is 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch his first time up, flied out in his second. Waits on the 0-1. It's on its way. Fastball, strike called. Just nicks the outside edge, 0-2. Abraham Perez on deck. Runner at first, one out, top five. Plano West leading 2-0. There's the 0-2. Fastball wide. That was well placed. One ball, two strikes, one out. The pitch that is turned on and hit well to left. Elijah Guevara gives it a look. It hits halfway up the wall. Kason Hodges continues to terrorize the Blue Hawks on the mound and at the plate. His one-out double moves Gilday to third. It'll bring up Abraham Perez in a pivotal moment in this ball game.
Yeah, it looks like an awkward bounce off the wall. Let it get past Guevara just a tiny bit, allowing a little bit more time for Hodges and Gilday to pretty comfortably make it to third and second.
And the Blue Hawks going to put Abraham Perez on. I don't blame them, but it will load the bases. For Hamilton Clint, who is 0 for 2. No place to put him, one out. Cole needs to dial up a double play ball here. He's at 54 pitches, 38 strikes. He's pitched well. He's given the Blue Hawks the outing that they needed, but have not been able to get any run support so far. Blue Hawks have not scored in the series, but they're down only 2-0 here, but Clint looking to do something about that. Gilday at third, Hodges at second, Perez at first. One out. Both runs in the ball game coming in the top of the first.
Yeah, and Clint he was 1 for 2 with 1 RBI last night.
Carroll working out of the stretch with the bases loaded. The first pitch, breaking ball nicely placed right on the outer black, 0-1. No balls, one strike, one out, bases loaded. 2-0, Plano West, top five. The pitch. Breaking ball, strike two. That's almost an unfair pitch. When you can place that on the outside corner consistently, that is a tough battle for a hitter. Carroll ahead in the count. No balls, two strikes. Runners at every base. Carroll with a long look in. Has what he wants. The 0-2 with the bases loaded. Fastball lifted into short right field. Ethan Kaladink moves over. Tagging is Ty Gilday. The throw is going to go to third, but the throw pulled Aiden McDaniel off the bag. It'll turn into an RBI sac fly for Hamilton Clint, and Plano West leads 3-0.
Yeah, and it looks like when McDaniel got the ball, he checked third, seeing if anyone was covering it. Just a little bit awkward positioning. Too far along the third baseline to beat the runner back. And
so Perez still at first. Hodges now at third. A run in here in the fifth. Plano West leads 3-0. Gavin Jones is 2 for 2. First pitch, way inside, 1-0 as Perez broke for second and stopped. Hodges at third, Perez at first. The pitch, breaking ball. This one on the outer half of the plate, but I think a little high, 2-0. We have some activity in the Blue Hawk bullpen. Keep in mind, Carroll did throw 65 pitches on Tuesday. I was giving the wrong rules all night last night, which doesn't surprise me. I'll tell you more about that. The 2-0 misses high, 3-0. Because Carroll was lifted after 65 pitches, he only needed to then take a couple of rest days, and then he could use his entire 110-pitch complement today if he wants. The 3-0. Excuse me, that is a 4-pitch walk, and the bases remain loaded. Here comes Sean Stanton.
yeah, and I'm wondering if the move by Perez on first is something that we're going to see a lot. Every pitch, he had a lot of movement towards second, so I'm wondering if he's going to keep the same movement while he's on second.
Plano West has been firmly in control of this series. They won yesterday 10-0 in 5 innings. They lead here 3-0 in the top of the 5th. Carroll will remain in the ballgame after the conversation. There's 2 outs, but the bases are once again loaded for Colin Tran, who's 1 for 2. Reached on an infield single his last time up. Hodges at third, Perez at second, Jones at first. First pitch to Colin Tran is a breaking ball that is hit over to the shortstop. Lucas Bell goes to second for the force, and that'll do it. So Plano West scores a run, but they leave a little bit of meat on the bone. They'll leave a couple. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. A little more work for the Blue Hawks. They trail 3-0. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Hey there, folks. This is Rock Hill Senior Trevor Stum telling you about a company that's family-owned, tail-approved, clean cars, wacky dogs. That's the Scooters way. Go see them in McKinney at 12041 West University Drive. The team at Scooters says go Blue Hawks.
3-0, Plano West leading Rock Hill as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Sean Millimet just at 53 pitches, 35 strikes. It's been a good pitcher's battle. Millimet's just gotten a little bit more help from the offense than Cole Carroll has so far.
Yeah, it's not been a day where, I wouldn't say that walks have been the thing that took away, a possible win for Rock Hill. It's just, the Wolves' batting has just been so good over the past 24 hours.
Top 4 out of Plano East. East now leading Prosper 3-0 as the Panthers try to get a split. Plano West split with Plano East in their last series. They were shut out 3-0 in the first game and then won 12-1 on Tuesday. So Plano West in 3 games this week has outscored their opponents 25-1.
And that's coming off of a couple difficult games, as we've mentioned, and going from 11 unanswered runs to a 25-1.
Elijah Guevara is 0 for 1. He'll be followed by Reed Tebow and Ethan Kalanick here in the bottom of the 5th. Blue Hawks need to get something going. Guevara grounded out his first time up. First pitch, fastball, that is lined to right, but Jesus Reyes will have a play. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the Blue Hawk 5th. Reed Tebow doubled his last time up as he continues to heat up.
That was his first double of the season for the catcher.
Bats with 1 out and the base is empty. Pitch. Fastball a little low, 1-0. Tebow now with hits in his last 2 ball games. The 1-0. That is hit on a couple of hops over to Abraham Perez at second. Over to Hodges for the easy out. 2 up, 2 down in the 5th. It'll be up to Ethan Kalanick to get something going, as Sean Millimet has needed 3 pitches to retire the first 2. And this is where we have the Rick Carpenter special. Again, if you're not familiar with it, Sean Stanton, when he was at Prosper with Rick Carpenter, anytime in an offensive inning that the first 2 hitters were retired quickly, he would call time and meet the batter halfway between home and third for a conversation, just to throw a little bit of the rhythm off. You can set your watch by it.
Kalanick bats this year with about a 300 batting average, with his on-base percentage close to 45% on the year.
Had a sack bunt his first time up. Bats with 2 out and the bases empty. Plano West leading 3-0. First pitch that is hit on one big hop over to DeMarcus Jr. And the ball gets away. I'm not sure that Kalanick was going to beat that out anyway. That was going to be a bang-bang play. We're the hometown crew. We're going to give him an infield single.
From what I could see, it looks like Kalanick was going to beat it out before the throw, but looked like it was going to be pretty close there at first base.
So you got speed over at first with 2 outs for Carson Roy. Got a single and a strikeout. He's 1 for 2.
Well, you've had your call of the game. I'm going to go ahead and put my call.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think in a 3-0 game, you have a runner on first. You got
Let's
3
have
home
it.
runs in the
All
year.
right, put the call in. Okay.
I say
Very
Carson.
well. That's binding. I don't know what it binds you to, but it's binding. Just trust me on that.
Well, the first call that I had by Roy only missed about 10 feet.
That's true. That's true. First pitch. Well, it's not a homer, but it's smoked. That will split the defenders and roll all the way to the wall. Carson Roy into second. Ethan Kalanick's been given the green light, and then he's held up, and it might have, well, the ball gets away from the catcher. Kalanick doesn't know what to do. Started heading for the plate again. Sean Stanton was sending him the entire way. I'm going to give Kalanick some credit because I think if that ball had been thrown on the money, Kalanick would have been thrown out. He thought better of it. Then the ball got away from the catcher for a moment. Kalanick thought about going again before he scrambles back. But it is a ringing double for Carson Roy. He's at second. Kalanick's at third with 2 outs for Anthony Gonzalez.
It's just great bag discipline from Ethan Kalanick to see a mistake like that from the Wolves offense and stay on the bag, make sure that he doesn't in-out this inning and he keeps Rock Hill in his scoring chances. We're going to have a meeting on the mound for Plano
Blue
West.
Hawks now have 6 hits, but they're trying to hit that plate for the first time in the series. Anthony Gonzalez represents the tying run in a 3-0 ball game in the bottom of the 5th. Roy gets a hydration break as Grayson Richards, his teammate, brings him a beverage. The Ant-Man is 0 for 1. He's got a sac bunt and a ground out. Ethan Kalanick's at third, Roy at second.
And Anthony has a 50% on-base percentage, and he bats with a .366 on the season with 4 RBIs. He's got a chance for 2 more here with 2 outs at the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, Blue Hawks certainly in the ball game, but get them more in the ball game here, potentially with a base hit. They trail 3-0. First pitch from Millamette is fouled straight back. Roy continues his ridiculous campaign as he has now failed to reach base in only 2 games this year. He's played every game. No balls, 1 strike. Runners at second and third. Here it comes. And that is stroked to right. That's going to get down. The Blue Hawks have scored. 1 run scores. Here comes Roy. It's a 2 RBI single. The Blue Hawks are right back in it. They trail 3-2.
So a 2-out, 3-0 lead for the Wolves has now been cut to a 1-run lead for the Wolves. What a job.
Gonzalez comes up huge in the clutch with 2 outs. And that's our RBI number 5 and 6 for the Ant-Man, who was sick most of the week. Well, it puts a healthy swing on that 2-out pitch. What do you think of that? From sick to healthy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that, huh? They don't teach you that everywhere, my friend. You know what I mean? Here comes Aiden McDaniel. He turns on and lifts it. Just got underneath it. Lifts it high in the air, and it'll be pulled in just a few feet shy of the warning track. McDaniel missed about a 400-foot homer by about a foot. He just barely missed it. But the Blue Hawks score a couple of runs on 3 hits. They leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Blue Hawks within 1. They trail 3-2. This is Blue Hawk baseball from Regency Sports.
This is Senior Reed Tebow from your Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Baseball season is in full swing. Why not renew your home for spring with custom shelving from Urban Farmhouse Group? Their products can be found by searching Urban Farmhouse Group on Etsy.com. The Blue Hawks thank Urban Farmhouse Group for their support of Rock Hill baseball broadcasts.
Here come the Blue Hawks. Anthony Gonzalez brings home 2 with a big 2-out base hit to turn a 3-0 deficit into a 3-2 Plano West score. So Cole Carroll out. Will face the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Blue Hawks and Plano West both have 7 hits. So the Hill fighting tough to try to come back in this one and earn a split against what is certainly looking like a pretty solid Plano West team.
I mean, going into this game, we knew that this was going to be a series with 2 teams that could play some really, really close games, and the Blue Hawks able to turn around from last night and take a game that was led by the Wolves 3-0, brought it back to 1 run in between, and it puts the pressure back on the Wolves batting that hasn't. They had a 3-inning deficit of scoring before scoring 1 in the top of the 5th, but prior to that 1 run scored in the 5th, the only scoring done by the Wolves was done at the top of the 1st.
Allen missed the extra point. They lead McKinney 13-0. Here's the first pitch to Will Hingson. Misses low and away, ball 1. Hingson is 0 for 1. Carroll at 63 pitches. He threw 65 on Tuesday before being lifted. Blue Hawks had a big lead in that one. They were able to close it out 10-4 against Princeton. The 1-0. That is in on the fists, and it is lined into short center field. Too much speed from Carson Roy. He puts it away for the first out here in the 6th. Jesus Reyes is 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. He comes to the plate here in the 6th with the bases empty and 1 down. Plano West has 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They've left 6. Rock Hill, 2 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left. First pitch, that is stroked into left field for a base hit.
So a quick out and a quick hit to start off the 6th inning in the game that so far is only separating the 2 teams by 1 run.
Well, if the Blue Hawks want to win this one, they'll have to keep going what's a pretty ridiculous number. The first pitch to DeMarcus Jr. is a fastball low. Over the last 3 years, when the Blue Hawks score more than 2 runs, they are 43-6-1. They just got to get to 3. They're going to have to get to 3 today. The pitch is lifted high in the air. That is going to get out of play, but a long run given by Elijah Guevara to watch it hit just beyond the Blue Hawk bullpen out there.
Yeah,
it is 1-1.
That ball, I probably couldn't say was more than 1 or 2 feet just outside the fence there, so. Ball that was really close to almost being 2 outs for the Wolves.
Jesus Reyes over at first. Plano West leading 3-2. We're in the top of the 6th. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch to DeMarcus Jr. It's on its way. Swung on and missed. Jr. can't catch up to the fastball. It's 1-2. Ty Gilday in the top of the order follows Jr., who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Also reached on an error and was thrown out at second, trying to turn it into a 2-bagger. The 0-2 fastball wide. Excuse me. That now makes it 2-2.
Junior 1 for 3 last night.
2 balls, 2 strikes. With 1 out, the pitch. And is in on the fist and lifted into dead center field. Carson Roy uses the glove to keep that sun out of his face. And right on top of that big Rock Hill logo in center field, he puts it away for the second out. Ty Gilday is 2 for 3. Singles in the first and fifth. Came around to score both times. Those bookend a ground out to third. Gilday had a triple on Tuesday in that 12-1 win against Plano East. First pitch. Fastball, strike called on the outside edge, 0-1. 71 pitches for Carroll, 48 strikes. Gilday waits on the 0-1. That is chopped over to Lucas Bell. Charging. Ball comes out of his glove. That'll be an E6. And the fourth Blue Hawk error. Usually you commit 4 errors. You're not only down by 1.
So now Plano West sitting with a runner in scoring position. And Kason Hodges coming up to bat.
Yeah, the Blue Hawks hope that one doesn't come back to bite them. Hodges nearly took one out of here his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Got the win on the mound yesterday in a 5-inning complete game shutout. First pitch, and that is lofted into short center field. It will get down. Here comes Jesus Reyes. The throw is cut off. And the error does come back to bite the Blue Hawks as the Wolves have plated a run to get the deficit for the Blue Hawks pushed back to 2. It's 4-2.
So the pressure was put back on the Wolves to see if they could turn this into anything more than just a game that was decided by a 1-run point differential. But they've came back, they've responded, and they've made it 2 points with.
Yeah, it'll be an unearned run. Here's Perez, first pitch. Called strike on the inside corner, 0-1. He is 1 for 2. He was intentionally walked his last time up. So he has been on base all 3 times. It was via fielder's choice in the first. He has scored a run. The 0-1 in on the fists. Past the diving glove of Brady Slanina. They'll go station to station as Ty Gilday is held up at third. 10th hit for the Plano West Wolves. And most of these hits are not being scalded. They're just being put in perfect places.
Yeah, and I think that's what's winning this game over for the Wolves right now is Coach Stanton's going out to the mound to have a conversation. But it's just the consistency. When you constantly get balls being hit off the bat, you're going to create pressure for these Blue Hawks, and you're going to force them to respond offensively by themselves, and the Blue Hawks only so far being able to respond in the bottom of the 5th.
Again, one of the stories we've seen this year has been Rock Hill opponents are able to respond quickly when the Blue Hawks score runs. We've seen it in district play. Blue Hawks will put some runs on the board, and there just haven't been enough shutdown innings in the following innings for their opponents. Blue Hawks worked very hard to score 2 there with 2 outs in the 5th to make it a 3-2 ball game, and now Plano West has scored here in the 6th to make it 4-2, and they've got the bases loaded with 2 outs. Blue Hawks are right there in this ball game, but that could change with one big swing from Hamilton Clint, who is 0 for 2. The first pitch, fastball, strike called, 0-1. Gilday at third, Hodges at second, Perez at first. The 0-1 is a high fastball, 1-1.
And this is a huge at-bat for Cole Carroll to try and kill. We saw last inning how a 2-out situation can turn this game around. Carroll hoping to put this inning to rest here.
1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. Breaking ball high, 2-1. No place to put Clint. He is the cleanup hitter. That's where you want him with the bases loaded. The 2-1, and that is lifted to right. Ethan Kalanick has a play and puts it away. So Plano West leaves him loaded, and the Blue Hawks are, in fact, right there in this ball game, but Plano West scores a run on 3 hits and an error. We will go to the bottom of the 6th. Plano West leads Rock Hill 4-2. This is Blue Hawk baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawk senior Boston Wilson, asking if you're hungry for better meals without the hassle. Discover Wild Fork, your destination for chef-quality meats, seafood, and flavor-packed meals delivered frozen fresh to your door. From fresh, not frozen, premium steaks and seafood, ready-to-heat favorites, Wild Fork makes every meal unforgettable, with variety as big as Texas. Visit the Wild Fork location and prosper at Coy and 380 and taste the difference for yourself. Wild Fork, real food, real flavor, real easy.
Plano West leads Rock Hill 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the sixth. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston here at the Hollow of Rock Hill. Fantastic day for baseball as we get an update from the Princeton-Plano game. Plano leads that one in the top of the sixth, 6-4. So Princeton is trying to avoid starting district at 0-6. We have a new pitcher for the Plano West Wolves. It is Parker Scott. We'll look to see if there's any other defensive changes. I don't think I see any immediately. We didn't see Millimet yesterday, so not a defensive regular, I don't think. So the Blue Hawks will see a second pitcher. Just the third pitcher used by Plano West in the series. Kason Hodges went the entire way in the 10-0 Plano West win last night. He'll face Brady Slanina, Cole Carroll, and Julian Lockhart in a 4-2 ball game. Plano West looking to get the sweep and would have a 2-game advantage. Still plenty of baseball left over Rock Hill and the tiebreak. So not quite halfway through district play, but this one's got some big ramifications against a team you expect to be competing with for a playoff spot. First offering to Brady Slanina, misses inside. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts in his first action in the last couple weeks. Missed the last 3 games. We don't know if he'll be able to pitch next week. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. That is topped over to the third baseman. Hamilton Clint's been getting a lot of work. His throw is on the money. And there's 1 out here in the 6th.
So a pitching change this late in the game. You've had 5 innings to look at Kason Hodges, look at his pitches, see the movement of it, see what's his rhythm, what does he throw like, and now they're going to switch it up right at the end whenever it's so important for Rock Hill to get some runs in, build some offensive momentum.
Trevor Stum is going to pinch hit for Cole Carroll. Stum had a double last night. He nearly went deep. Blue Hawks going with the hot hand. Here's the first pitch. Taken for a called strike on the outside edge, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That is a breaker that misses low, 1-1. Double from Stum last night, his first of the year. The 1-1 pitch. This one floats in and catches the inside part of the zone. So definitely a different look from Scott here than what we saw from Millimet, who is the pitcher of record for the Wolves right now. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball high.
Yeah, I mean, you have a new pitcher. It just changes up the full momentum of not only the game, but what you're seeing in it. Makes you question every pitch.
2-2. Popped up. Straight back. It will get out of play. Hits the netting and comes back toward the home plate umpire. Two balls, 2 strikes. Bases empty, 1 out. Plano West leading Rock Hill 4-2. Blue Hawks have been out-hit 10-7. The Hill has committed 4 errors, one of those leading to an unearned run in the top of this 6th. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. And that hits Trevor Stum on the rear end. I don't have the official stats, but I would imagine Trevor Stum is the program's all-time leader in hit by pitches. The ball just finds him. And that one he takes off the rear end. I mean, it was very nondescript.
Now Julian Lockhart.
Blue Hawks will take base runners however they can get them. Coach Stanton out. He really enjoys talking to this home plate ump. Lockhart is 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts. He represents the tying run with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. 4-2 Plano West. We will have a runner for Trevor Stum, it looks like. I can't see who that is. It looks like a 19, but I don't have a 19 on the roster.
It looks like he's going back.
No, there's Nash Thomas.
So Lockhart with a 368 batting average so far this season. 5 RBIs. If he can make it 6, he can bring this game to a 1-run.
Why not go a little bigger? How about a bomb here to tie it? I mean, if we're hoping, let's do it. You know what I mean?
He's one of 4 players in this Rock Hill roster to have a home run this season.
Homered against Frisco a couple Saturdays ago. They're working on Nash Thomas over at first. He's in with a dive on the pickoff attempt. Thomas does not have a stolen base this year. First pitch, foul back. Cole Carroll did not hit this time in his turn on the lineup. He's at 79 pitches. I don't see any activity down in the bullpen. But his pinch hitter ended up getting hit in the fanny. No balls, 1 strike. Lockhart waits, but he'll wait a little bit longer. Just barely getting back in was Thomas. Pretty good pickoff move for a right-hander. Scott working from the stretch off the third base side of the rubber. Gets ready to bring the 0-1 to Julian Lockhart. Not yet. Another throw over to first. No balls, 1 strike. Here it comes. Pop back. Out of play. 0-2. So Allen cruising their way to a 6-0 district start. They definitely seem like the cream of the crop. You've got Princeton trying to avoid going 0-6. Down at the bottom of the district, no balls, 2 strikes. Lockhart waits on it. Late swing as the ball ducked in over the inside corner at the last moment, and Lockhart stays alive, fouling it over to Coach Yeary at third.
So there's 1 out in the bottom of the 6th in a 4-2 game with Rock Hill trailing behind by just 2 runs to the Wolves.
Lockhart still down at the count at 0-2. Here it comes. Got him swinging. Fastball tailing away. Lockhart is a strikeout victim for the second out here in the 6th. Elijah Guevara is 0 for 2. Nash Thomas, the courtesy runner for Trevor Stum, over at first. First pitch, fastball high, 1-0.
Elijah bats with a .250 batting average with 5 RBIs on the season. Yet to hit a home run this season, but right here could be the first.
He has just missed a few times. He's got good power. Throw over. Thomas getting a lot of attention over there at first base. Guevara ready to roll. Waits on the 1-0. It's on its way. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Guevara waits on the 1-1. Nash Thomas away from first. Here's the pitch. Missed wide, 2-1. We'll have both broadcasts of the Rock Hill Prosper Series next week. We'll be back here on Tuesday night. We'll have the Blue Hawk baseball pregame show starting at 7:15, and then we'll be out at the Eagles Nest in Prosper on Friday night. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, popped up. Short right center field, going to be a tough play, but coming on is Gilday, who ends up making a diving catch. Probably made that one look a little more dramatic than it needed to be, but it ends the bottom of the 6th. Nothing doing for the Blue Hawks on the hit by pitch. They leave their 5th man on. We go to the 7th. Plano West leading Rock Hill 4-2. This is Blue Hawk baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawk senior Julian Lockhart. First Graphic Services is a Prosper ISD family-owned sign and graphics company that has been providing graphic solutions for over 30 years to the North Texas area. They specialize in signs for home builders, developers, political candidates, school districts, realtors, as well as many other local businesses. Check them out on social media or hit them up on their website at www.firstgraphicservices.com.
To the 7th we go. Plano West leading Rock Hill 4-2. As Trevor Stum is now the pitcher, so he pinch hit for Cole Carroll in the last inning and now comes into the ballgame to pitch. As we will look at the final numbers on Cole Carroll. He pitched well. He goes 6 innings, throws 79 pitches, 54 strikes, allows 4 runs, 3 earned on 10 hits. Strikes out 1, walks 2, one of them intentional. So he's made Plano West work for it here today. They got 10 hits, but only 4 runs. He got out of a couple of jams. Got some good defense behind him as well. He had a guy thrown out at the plate. I'll give you the numbers on Stum. This will be his 5th appearance, but his first in relief. He's 0-1 with a 7.80 ERA in 11 2/3 innings. Got a 282 opposing batting average. He has struck out 12. He's going to try to keep this a 4-2 ball game and give his team an opportunity to try to pull even or pull this thing out in the bottom of the 7th. Gavin Jones is 2 for 2. He's got a couple singles and a walk. First pitch. Misses low and in, 1-0.
When you talk about pressure in these games, you have a 2-run game against the team that you might possibly be battling with for the playoffs late in the year.
1-0 pitch. Way inside with the fastball. Just barely missed hit the sleeve of Jones. It's 2-0.
So this is such an important inning for Rock Hill to get a good defensive stop on the Wolves and keep this game a 2-run game.
The 2-0 popped up out of play. 2-1. Stum works pretty quickly. The 2-1 pitch that is hit just wide of third base. Aiden McDaniel goes over to get it. Would have been a long throw, but it stayed fair. But instead, it's strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Gavin Jones, here in the top of the 7th. Plano West beating Rock Hill right now 4-2. Stum brings the 2-2. Fastball wide, 3-2.
So a full count.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch hits him in the back. I think Stum was a little, bitter that he got hit when he was up at the plate. Hit by pitch puts Gavin Jones on to get things going here in the 7th for Colin Tran. Tran's 1 for 3. He's got a single. Squares to bunt. Bunts it he does. Trevor Stum will go to first all the way. A 1-3 sack bunt moves Gavin Jones to second.
So 1 out, 1 runner in scoring position here for the Wolves.
Will Hingson now with a runner at second and 1 down. Plano West trying to expand a 4-2 lead here in the 7th. Blue Hawks will have the 8-9-1 hitters up in the 7th inning. And it looks like the home plate umpire is not feeling great. He is getting some attention from both head coaches as well as the field ump. And now we've got Blue Hawk trainer coming out, maybe a little dehydrated. Again, no one can handle this stuff where the temperature moves 60 degrees in a week. Home plate umpire was probably umping in low 50s with wind 5 days ago. Now he's out here in his first hot temperature conditions of the season. So things will slow down a minute while the home plate umpire gets some attention. We'll give you some scores from around the district as we have a moment. They are in the bottom of the 6th out in East Plano. Plano East leading Prosper 3-0. Plano East trying to give Prosper their first district loss. Plano leads Princeton 7-5 in the top of the 7th with 1 out. So the Wildcats looking to sweep that series. Allen shuts out McKinney 13-0. And then it's McKinney Boyd, the team that didn't have a district series. This cycle through league play.
You know, it's not only hot outside out there, but
and Coach Stanton is bringing his players in. So I think he expects it maybe to be a couple minutes before we get going again.
You got to feel it for the umpires. They're in all black, long sleeve pants. I can only imagine it's not the coolest.
It's not an easy job. You know, you hear from fans that don't love the way you're doing your job all the time. You don't make a lot of money. You know, you're hearing stories about people not wanting to do it. You know, there's these organizations are having to beg people to come officiate games. They're struggling in some instances to find enough officials to be able to put these games on. Now, John Urie's coming out. I think he's going to volunteer to be the home plate umpire. Said, I got it, guys. I'll be totally unbiased.
Well, you know, this reminds me of a NHL rule that's been resurfacing. If a lineman's not found, both teams dedicate a player to go out there and be the ref.
Hockey has weird stuff like that. Like you hear the stories of the emergency goalie, right, where all of the venues have a guy that, you know, probably played in college, maybe played a tiny bit of semi-pro, something like that, and they keep them in the arena in case one of the teams ever loses both of their goalies. And there's no cooler story than you see these where the guy ends up having to come in the third frame, in the third period, and, you know, he saves 10 shots or, you know, stuff like that. And then he goes in the locker room and all these pros are dousing him with stuff. You know, it's very cool. Hockey is pretty unique in that way. They got some pretty cool stories like that.
Well, and there's been a couple of times where e-bugs have been used, and, I mean, they are just the story of not only, you know, the night, the week, but the month. I mean, I believe you had a situation in Charlotte where one was used, and I think another in Toronto, where they had to go against their own team that they get paid for, and they have to go ahead and go and block shots from their own team. But, I mean, it's just some incredible stories in hockey that you see, and they've actually started to put in a few more rules about the e-bugs that are used and that they can't play pro. In the past 5 years, they have to.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Could not have like a professional.
Well, that makes it even better. It's almost like they applied that rule just so the story will be incredible if they ever have to play. I guess it's not quite as exciting when a guy with pro experience ends up having to come in the game. Oh, who wants that? Okay, well, you know. But, you know, when it's a high school goalie coach or something that ends up having to come in, I'm telling you, man, those wasps are going to be a problem. I'm just telling you right now. A couple years ago, the boosters at the end of the season at the banquet gave us cans of wasp spray. which it was a little late, to be honest, because the season was over. You know, I mean, we need that stuff during the year.
I think there was a time about 3 or 4 months ago where I walked into the control room at Children's Health Stadium and looking at the top of the ceiling, there was about 8 to 9 wasps in the control room.
Not happening. No me gusta, my friend. Not doing it.
Went outside, just decided I wanted to check cameras instead of.
Oh, yeah. You know, you always find something else to do.
Yeah.
Definitely. There's some other way I can use my time. Completely understand. Home plate umpires not been able to come back out yet, so both teams in their respective dugouts. You've got the coaching staffs mixing it up at home plate, having a conversation, maybe about what they're going to do the rest of their day. These teams will not be district opponents after this year, as the UIL had their biannual realignment. So we will say goodbye to all the Plano schools. We will say hello to the Walnut Grove Wildcats as they move up to the 6A classification for the first time. So you'll have 3 Prosper schools. You'll have a couple McKinney schools, Boyd and McKinney. Princeton will remain in the league, as will Allen. And then we'll say hello to the Jesuit Rangers, which is a salty program getting thrown into your league, to be sure. So, you know, you've got, obviously, Jesuit, a team that is traditionally, you know, very competitive, very often state ranked. They make deep playoff runs. You've got Allen, who might be a top 10 team in the state this year. Prosper, traditionally a strong program.
Yeah,
Walnut Grove coming up. It's not going to be a slouch league.
No, I'm always interested to see how these realignments really affect the district standings for, you know, not only each school, but each sport within the school. I mean, you talk about having Prosper and Allen both in the same district in baseball. Makes it to be a pretty tough district to play in, but also, no matter what sport you're in, I think it makes it a pretty difficult district. As football, I mean, about as close as you can get between the 2 teams this year. A 1-point game.
Plano ISD faring well today against Prosper ISD. Plano West leading 4-2. They have gone to the 7th out in East Plano. It's still Plano East leading 3-0 with 1 out and the bases empty in the top of the 7th. Again, we are in a stoppage here in the 7th inning. Top of the frame, Plano West has a runner at second and 1 out when the home plate umpire looks like he started feeling ill. So he is camped out over in the Rock Hill dugout, both teams in their respective dugouts, as we're now at 89 degrees, so it's been toasty. Certainly don't want to speculate what's going on, but maybe a little bit of fatigue, maybe some dehydration, and he's come out of the dugout. Certainly glad to see that. He's a warrior. So the Blue Hawks head back out to their defensive positions.
Yeah, and a lot of times we'll talk about how tough the conditions are for the players and how they're having to play through it, but the officials have to go in through the exact same conditions, and you know, in this heat, wearing all black definitely doesn't help cool you off at all.
Will Hingson's at the plate after the sacrifice bunt from Colin Tran. 2 runs for Plano West in the first. Then they didn't score again until the 5th when they played it a third to go up 3-0. Anthony Gonzalez brought home a pair on a 2-out RBI single to make it 3-2. Plano West scored immediately in the top of the 6th to make it 4-2, and that's where we are right now on the top of the 7th. West trying to get their first ever win here. Rock Hill won the game here between these teams last year. They scored 6 runs in the first on their way to winning 9-1.
So after a little pause and play, it almost resets this game. It kind of kills any momentum that either team had now. 1 out, 2 runs down for Rock Hill. It's just how do you play these next 2
Well, you
outs?
fought real tough to get 2 runs here tonight, or today, excuse me. You don't want to have to score more than that in the bottom of the 7th to keep this game going.
Yeah,
And it doesn't look like it's going to be Hinkson. It looks like we'll have a pinch hitter. That's Felix Cedeno.
Plano West, number 24, Felix Cedeno.
He's a big guy standing in from the right side. Gavin Jones at second as we are back to baseball. 1 out. Top 7. Plano West leading 4-2. Trevor Stum on the mound in relief of Cole Carroll. First pitch. Fastball that is lifted to right. Ethan Kalanick heads that way. He's got it. Tagging at second and moving to third is the runner who is gunned down. That's 2 outfield assists today for Ethan Kalanick. Excuse me, that's Morgan Singleton, I believe, out in right field. That was a defensive adjustment. So Kalanick with 1, Mo Singleton showing why he was inserted as a defensive specialist. We will go to the 7th. Blue Hawks need 2 to tie, 3 to win. They trail at 4-2. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Attention North Texas ball players. Step up your game with the NTX Tribe Baseball Club. This is Blue Hawk Senior Ethan Kalanick. They offer elite baseball and softball training, top facilities, and a winning brotherhood for players of all ages. Join the NTX Tribe today and take your skills to the next level. Visit ntxtribebaseball.com. NTX Tribe Baseball, where champions are made.
Reed Tebow and Ethan Kalanick's spot back to the top of the order for Carson Roy. Those are the 3 guys slated to hit here in the 7th, but we will see if that's how it ends up playing out, as we did see Mo Singleton out in right, which is where Kalanick was. His 9-5 outfield assist to gun down Gavin Jones at third for the final out of the frame. Blue Hawks need 2 to tie, 3 to win. They trail 4-2. Trying to avoid being swept by Plano West. Need to get that win, get back to 500 in district play.
As it will be Tebow to lead off.
Yep, he will get us going.
Kalanick is on deck.
You can bring him back in. You can bring a starter back into the ball game. Tebow's 1 for 2 with a double. Teams have combined to leave 14 men on base in the game. First pitch, breaking ball, drops in the front door for a called strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch way outside. Bounces away from Colin Tran, but nobody on base, so let somebody else go get it. I can't be bothered. Here's the 1-1. Fastball popped up into the top of the netting. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Parker Scott, the second Plano West pitcher, brings the 1-2. That is a chopper over to DeMarcus Jr. He waits, throws, and Tebow is out by a step. Good play from the shortstop. Charged in enough to get it. Set himself for a moment, made a good throw. Here's Ethan Kalanick. He's 1 for 1. A sac bunt. Then he singled and scored on the Anthony Gonzalez 2 RBI single in the bottom of the 5th that made it a 3-2 game. Plano West scored in the 6th to make it 4-2. That's where we are right now with the bases empty and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch, fastball, strike called at the knees, 0-1.
And it was a good hustle by DeMarcus Jr. to get to that ball. If he got to it any later, Tebow probably would have been safe at first.
0-1. Breaking ball missed low. 1-1.
So if Kalanick can get on base, Carson Roy is on deck for the Blue Hawks.
1-1 pitch. Fastball. That is lined foul wide of first. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Kalanick bats with a .300 batting average with 7 hits and 6 RBIs in the season.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Nobody on. Bottom 7. The pitch. Hits him in the back. You can tell Scott likes to go to that breaking ball to right-handed hitters, and he likes to try to dive it over the inside corner at the last moment. But this time, hits Kalanick, and Carson Roy bats as the tying run with 1 out. Roy smoked a double into the left center field gap his last time up. He's 2 for 3.
Roy is also the team leader with home runs with 316 RBI, 21 hits at 46 at-bats, and he bats with a .450 batting average on the season.
Bats as the tying run. 4-2 Plano West, 1 out, bottom 7. Throw over to first. Kalanick back in with a dive. Roy has 2 of the team's 7 hits. First pitch. Breaking ball. Dives in. Strike 1. It's got good late movement. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Missed inside. This time a little harder stuff. Carson lays off. 1-1. Ethan Kalanick at first. And now we'll have a conversation. I think that discussion looks something like, don't make a mistake to this guy. If you do, this thing's tied.
You have such a close game here on a Saturday afternoon. 2 runs. Ethan Kalanick standing on first. Carson Roy up to bat, and
well, you look at those flags out and left. The wind is blowing out of here to the left.
looks like it's blown
Get good contact, get it up in the air, and you could absolutely get it out of here. Roy doesn't need help, but the wind will certainly help him.
Make some noise.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Carson Roy bats as the tying run. Plano West leads 4-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Now Roy is back in, facing Parker Scott, and Roy steps out. Here we go. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scott is ready. Brings the 1-1. Breaking ball low and in.
Yeah, in a close game like this, you want Roy up to bat. He leads the team in home runs, batting average, doubles, triples, runs, and hits.
You're telling me he's had a good season. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here it comes. Cut on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kalanick at first. The pitch to Roy is chopped foul, third base way. Stays 2-2. Parker Scott's got a new ball. Roy gets set for the 2-2 pitch. Carson asked for time. Parker Scott was ready to bring that pitch. I think Carson wanted to take a minute to get in his rhythm.
I don't doubt him in a game this close, in a situation this close. Clear your mind, and just take it one pitch at a time.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch missed outside, 3-2. If Roy reaches, Anthony Gonzalez would potentially bat as the winning run. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. The payoff pitch to Roy. That is turned and smoked, but foul. He just missed it. Just got out in front of it a little bit.
And you can feel the energy in the stadium and just the pressure right now that is put onto Carson Roy.
3 balls, 2 strikes. We'll try the payoff pitch again. Here it comes from Scott. Got him swinging. A mighty hack from Roy, but he is the second out. It'll be up to Anthony Gonzalez. Blue Hawks down to their final out. They trail 4-2. Ethan Kalanick at first. Gonzalez is 1 for 2. He has both RBI here today. Ethan Kalanick with a dive back in.
Gonzalez bats with a 360 average. He has 4 RBIs on the season, 15 hits, and his on-base percentage right at 50%.
First pitch is lifted out of play on the left side, 0-1. Lefty versus righty matchup as the Ant-Man bats from the left side. Ethan Kalanick over at first, not being held on by Hodges. The 0-1, there goes Kalanick. The throw is not in time. Kalanick with the stolen base. That removes the force out from the situation. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 4-2 Plano West. Anthony Gonzalez bats as the tying run. Here's the 1-1. Missed high, 2-1. Kalanick away from second. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Gonzalez waits. Here's the pitch. Fastball wide, 3-1. Aiden McDaniel on deck. McDaniel just missed a bomb his last time up. Turned into a foul ball. Blue Hawks would love to get him up here. But Gonzalez will have to reach to do it. 3 balls, 1 strike, hitters count, 2 down. Here it comes. Fastball, ball 4. No, not. That is his latest strike call, as you're going to see. That was a full 5 seconds after the pitch. But should have known because Gonzalez wasn't heading to first. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Parker Scott. Late swing, staying alive. You could see Gonzalez watching that all the way in. He decided at the last minute it was going to be too close to take, so he fought it off.
Yeah, you can see Gonzalez is pretty relaxed at the plate in such a high-pressure situation.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-2 Plano West, bottom 7. Here's the payoff pitch. And on the fist, fought back. Gonzalez will see an 8th pitch.
It's just so important to keep this at-bat alive. Keep yourself in it and give yourself a chance to get this game tied up or even within a run.
Parker Scott trying to nail down the save. We'll try the payoff pitch again. Here it comes to Gonzalez. Ball 4, it bounces in. And heading to third is Kalanick on the wild pitch.
Up next for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 3, Aiden McDaniel.
McDaniel is 1 for 3. He comes to the plate as the winning run. Blue Hawks trail 4-2. Tying runs on base. Kalanick at third, Gonzalez at first.
McDaniel is third in Blue Hawks standings when it comes to RBIs, trailing Carson Roy and Brady Slanina.
Plano West coach coming out to have a conversation. Well, let's see what Coach Stanton tries to do with Gonzalez over at first. Obviously has good speed. You could get the tying runs in scoring position, but it will not be Parker Scott trying to close this game out. We haven't seen who it'll be yet. Looks like Hamilton Clint who has the ball on the pitching rubber. So Clint will move to pitch. We'll see a new third baseman. Clint throws from the right side. As we reset, Plano West leads 4-2. 2 outs, bottom 7. Blue Hawks have runners at the corners. Kalanick at third, Anthony Gonzalez at first. Home plate umpire getting a fresh drink. Again, he was out of commission for 10 or 15 minutes, I would say, as he was not feeling well on a hot day. Again, it's 89 degrees, sort of the ambient temperature. You could probably add at least 5 or 6 degrees down on the field. Then you add in the gear he's got on. He's got padding on. He's got all black on. You know, it's probably about 120 degrees as far as he's concerned.
And just what a turnaround from the Blue Hawks within only 18 hours from the last game to this one, to having a game end early from the run rule to now taking it all the way to the final out in this game. Runners.
New third baseman looks like Alexander Leon, I believe. Looks like a number 1 over there. And everyone heads back to their stations. It's up to Aiden McDaniel. Grounded out in the first, singled, and was stranded in the fourth. Flied out to left his last time up on a ball he just got underneath. He could take one out of here. The Blue Hawks would be walk-off winners for the second time in his many district home games. First pitch, fastball high, 1-0.
Well, and remember, McDaniels was caught out trying to return back to second base earlier in this game. He has a chance for redemption and to turn this game right around for Rock Hill.
Kalanick at third, Gonzalez at first. 4-2 Plano West, 2 outs, bottom 7. The pitch, fastball wide, 2-0.
Just great plate vision here. Such a high-pressure situation. It's easy to get in your head and to swing at anything that comes to you, but Aiden able to look at it, realize how close this game is, and take the pitches that he needs.
Hitters count for McDaniel. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Not close, low and away, 3-0. Brady Slanina on deck. Three balls, no strikes. Runners at the corners. Aiden McDaniel at the plate is the winning run in a 4-2 game. 3-0. Strike called, outside edge, 3-1. McDaniel, third on the team in RBI with 11. He's got 2 on the base paths right now. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here it comes. Strike called. Right on the outer black. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
From a 3-0 count to a full count with the game on the line. What can McDaniel do at this at-bat?
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gonzalez will get a head start from first. But first, Hamilton Clint, the third Wolf pitcher, steps off. Gets his uniform readjusted. asks Colin Tran to go back through the signs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. McDaniel at the plate is the winning run. 4-2 Plano West. The pitch. Check swing. He went around. McDaniel is rung up on strikes, and the ball game is over. 50-50 call goes the way of the Wolves, who finish out the sweep. For the Plano West Wolves, 4 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They leave 9. The Rock Hill Bluehawks, 2 runs on 7 hits. They commit 4 errors and leave 7 in a game that takes 2 hours and 16 minutes. The Bluehawks fall to 11-6-2 overall. They are 2-4 in district play. The Plano West Wolves now have won 3 straight after dropping 5 in a row. They are now 8-9 overall, but more important for them, they are 4-2 in league play. Missed opportunities here, the order of the night, as the Bluehawks end up with 7 base hits, but they score only 2, and they end the game with the tying runs on base. So it will be a big series next week for the Bluehawks, who take on the Prosper Eagles. We'll get you an updated score on that one, as it looks like, I believe, Plano East has beaten Prosper 3-0. So both of the Prosper ISD teams will be hungry for a win when that one gets started right here next Tuesday night. We will have the Blue Hawk baseball pregame show starting at 7:15 before the 7:30 first pitch, and then we'll have the action on Friday as well, as Prosper welcomes Rock Hill for the Pride of Prosper series. So Colton, Boston, a hot day. You know, we saw a lot of fight from the Blue Hawks after what was not a great night yesterday. They had opportunities to steal this one late, but Plano West just a little bit better here, and they win it 4-2. So for everyone involved with the Regency Sports Broadcasting crew, we thank you for checking this one out. Plano West gets the win 4-2. We'll see you next week. I'm Brian Sutcliffe. So long, everybody.